the farms also got the flame. Michigan grows folks. Just wanna grow something to smoke. Michigan grows show. Michigan grows show. Michigan grows show. Michigan grows show.
Welcome to the Bro Show Live, everybody. Happy New Year. 2023 is upon us. Hell yeah, man.
Happy New Year.
Rabbit.
Happy New Year.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
How was your New Year? What'd you do for New Year's Eve?
Smoked a lot of weed.
Played video games and smoked weed.
I was just going to say, geez, everybody at once.
Watched Michigan lose.
We watched football.
Oh, football.
Wah, wah, yeah. Wah.
Sad trombone noise.
We spent New Year's Day in Lansing at the Third Eye Craft Affair. So yesterday we were making oil and edibles and all kinds of stuff, doing the weekend shenanigans as usual. Just,
Right on.
keeping our creative juices flowing over here. Went out there and spent New Year's Day out there with the big old smoke sesh. A lot of fun out there. Cheers to everybody that came out and supported the cause. It was a lot of fun. Had a big old pizza party. Free pizza to everybody that attended. All the vendors chipped in for that. It was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Becca is beat, so she will not be joining. Since Fagroli's not going to make it tonight, I'm going to show off his poison punch in his place. I got a chance to smoke. And Becca was supposed we've been holding out on smoking some of these Mr. Clean pre-rolls, but Becca's asleep. So I guess it will be at the late sesh, or I'm just going to smoke one without her.
I knew the second part was true.
I bet he will do that.
We'll see if that's her cue to come running, or if she's I'm gonna go with
Do it, Becca.
Usually she's in chat as soon as she gets awake, so I haven't seen her name yet.
Well, congrats to the Wolverines. They made a valiant effort to win over the weekend. It was a great game, even though we got gypped out of the win.
Good year. Good year.
It was a good game.
Thank you, refs. But we're not bitter.
Yeah, not at all.
Bitter like some chicory, man.
It's fine.
No, it was a great game. And the Horned Frogs, I like to call them the Horned Frogs instead of TCU. But they played great. They were great, and Michigan played great too. It just was it was a beatdown. I mean, it was not a beatdown, but it was a showdown. It was crazy.
They almost scored
Great
100
game.
points in that game.
It's fun to watch. It was a fun game. I just wish we had won, but it's okay. You know, we had a great season and a great year. And of course, my Spartan fan friends, as soon as we lost, they're like, suck it.
That's your cue.
Spartan?
Spartan, that's your cue, bro.
Yeah.
Nope, not this time.
He's
gonna
like, I'm
take
a
the high road.
classy Spartan fan.
Yeah, I don't believe. I think she's full of shit because Spartans don't do that shit.
Oh,
Let me show you the
It was
receipts.
Spartan of
Mofo.
mine, right?
yeah.
But yeah, they did. And of course, because it's a joke. I mean, we just always have a joke. But yeah. Anyway, and congrats to the Lions today. So cheers to the Lions for
Lions
pulling out a
did it.
win. They had a beat down, man.
Say pulling out a win. They dominated today.
They were. It was
It was like
boring
38-9,
almost.
I think.
But yeah. Anyway, we watched some football and had a little bit of champagne this weekend. And Sequence's girls are still here, actually, down in the basement. They've been relegated down there
We've been.
for the time being.
We had some champagne that we got from the Traverse City trip, which was nice. We got to try that and then bought some, so we had that for New Year's. That was a good time. Then we had mimosas today. Of course, that was really, really good.
Sparkling grape juice for the girls.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah.
Welch's.
No, it was from the winery. We got them some fancy
Oh.
sparkling grape juice so they could feel fancy
hmm
I didn't
Well,
know
we
they
had our-
made it.
stuff. But anyway, that's all we did. We nothing fancy or nothing crazy anymore.
Yeah,
Getting
my
ready
night
to
was pretty much
fall
like every other night.
Getting ready to put all the seedlings into one gals. I think that's
Ooh.
a needed step. Maybe
Nice.
tomorrow afternoon.
Are you going
Yeah,
to Coco?
What's that?
Are you going to Coco?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're off. They're going to be off and running on your Jack's program.
Yeah,
I
so
like
they're gonna
it.
take off in that one gallon. They'll take off.
I like using that 100% cocoa. That way, when I'm done, you can put it in the yard and stuff, and not have perlite floating everywhere. And it's nice to just have cocoa. Deal with just
Yeah.
cocoa.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're off and running, and everybody's. I think we have at least one plant of every except for the Limarilla. Yeah, except for that one. So
That's all right. That means the Arise Golden Goat is gonna fucking go, man.
We got a big,
Yeah, they're going.
big granny skunk. We've got.
Granny Skunk.
I mean, really, all of them are flourishing now at this
Was
point.
was it Cherry Crescendo?
Yeah, Cherry Crescendo. Then we had the Las Vegas Lemon Skunk crossed with Endgame, I think. And yeah, just good, a lot of good ones in there. The Get Down.
Yep.
They all have several sets of real leaves now, and they're stacking really good under that little light, which is nice. We've got a heater in there too. It's staying at about 76, 77 now with the temperature.
Getting
A
that
little bit
good
warmer
vegetative growth like that, man.
Yeah, they're booming. They're doing good.
Yeah, in the morning I ask Alexa to play its little rainforest soundtrack, and she's in
Oh,
there.
nice. Okay, okay. I see some soundscapes jumping off in the garden, man.
Yeah, they like to listen to the
Nice.
birds chirping in the morning, and then yeah, like
Well,
rain.
wait a minute.
and-
Can we clarify when you say he likes to hear the birds? Does Sequence go down there and make squawking noises, or are we?
No, it's on the rainforest playlist, dude.
All right, all right.
She asked it to play native Michigan bird sounds, and then
No, I don't. I
Yeah,
just
with
say
skulls and shit.
seagulls and shit.
I just say play the rainforest playlist on Spotify, and it plays it for like 3 hours, and it just goes through a variety of stuff, and some of the plants feel like they're in the rainforest.
As long as they respond accordingly, that's what we care.
That's
about.
right.
Mhm.
Cheers, Chet. I'm glad you guys could join us this evening. Please switch over from top chat to live chat and make sure you give the show a thumbs up, please. We would appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, toss them in the chat and we will discuss them lightly or deeply. Depends on how the topic goes and how we feel about it. You never know.
There's a song called Rainforest, and it's by a Maltese man called Trabali. And
Is there a guy with one of those rain sticks in the song?
Probably.
about-
I like those things.
There's
What about
certainly a
hand-
didgeridoo, a hand pan.
You gotta have the.
It's
I like
it's a
those.
Ooh, the
wildly
rain stick.
eclectic like band, and it's Maltese. The language is Maltese, so like you can't understand the fucking thing, and it's just so beautiful. It's such cool music. It's kind of like house music, but like Aborigine. It's pretty cool. So there's an Australian hint into it, which is kind of natural. A lot of Maltese, a lot of Australian people are Maltese. There's
I mean, they're right next door to each other. Why
in
wouldn't it be?
Australia as well as the United States? Like they went to two places, so like it's kind of cool of a band. But that's a song called Rainforest as well, and it's very rainforesty. If you like, it's like kind of
Very rainforesty.
yeah.
Have you ever been in the
Have like
rainforest?
howler monkeys and shit in it? Is that what makes it rainforesty?
I
Series
think
of-
it's actually bulldozers and loggers.
The playlist,
Oh,
it has
Construction.
damn.
crazy sound, like bird noises and animal noises like that at times, and like wind noise, and
Hell yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Loggers and cows.
Bad,
That's
man.
the rain.
Sounds like methane down there, right?
Oh my god.
Hey, whatever works, whatever makes them feel like they're outside in nature, and you
It's
know,
that TLC, man. You gotta have
yep, every little bit counts.
Like those neighborhoods that play the nature sounds through speakers.
Right. Red, do you have a bone through your nose?
Do I have a bone through my nose? No, I don't have a bone.
That's a no, chat.
septum pierced.
Now I have learned that a lot of the what you would think is to be like just wild body mutilations when you're doing the piercings and stuff like that, like gold and crystals, diamonds, for example. Maybe not necessarily a diamond. Diamond's a very bad example, but like using putting a crystal or a quartz in your
Are
ear.
you gonna get it right in the center of your forehead? Maybe
Could.
like a Petoskey stone, like put it right in there.
You could embed it in your skin.
It's
But
been done.
not to like poke fun at any culture or anything, but there's possibly metaphysical reasons for that, and that's of connecting to those sacred earth metals and minerals to let's say turn yourself into a sort of antenna.
You want to be careful about uptaking heavy metals, Red. Hershey's is actually being sued for that right now.
So no leads. Yeah, well, nickel free.
Lead and
cadmium.
free.
all of our pendants here.
Get this chocolate out.
All of our pendants
Oh
here.
no!
This is one of our blotter.
Gotta represent. Gotta represent. Hershey's for life.
Vinci
But
blotter.
it's not the dark chocolate.
It's the nuggets.
It's for life.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just
just short
saying.
because
I'm
of
letting
the
people
lead.
know not all the Hershey's has heavy metal. If you like that kind of thing, you
This-
go for the dark chocolate.
Do you go for the
If you
Berry
don't,
Manilow?
This is
get
certainly
the
heavy metal.
regular.
Yeah,
This is probably lead.
Amanda.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, nice flex
Probably
red with
lead.
the steel
Led Zeppelin?
pendant.
Yeah, I
Lead.
think so.
Ooh,
You just offended a lot of Grateful Dead people.
all
Lucas,
five. of us,
titanium
right?
is a light metal.
Yeah, all five of you guys in the van with the nitrous.
What's gonna be? Well, it should be nice. It's probably right. Man. I was gonna say, should be weed. I've been to enough concerts that it's definitely the tanks, bro.
Happy New Year, Daddy Red.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Where's Daddy Red and Mama Red?
Another one.
Another one.
Man,
The lady actually got me more chocolate for Christmas than I got her, so that's a big. That was a miss on my part.
Fail.
yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you shared any of it with her. It just means that you have to do better next time.
She hooked me up, man. Got me a big ass tray of my favorite chocolates.
What
We're
is your
lucky. We got a local chocolate place. There's only a few of them around, and
favorite? That's a chocolate.
amazing.
Family owned. Yeah. It's just, one of those old time little chocolate shops, and it smells so good when you go in. And it's like, when they say kid in the candy store, what do you chew? It's just all the, I know some people don't like chocolate, but for those of you that do, it's like when you go in and it's just all just glass cases of truffles and truffles and truffles and truffles and like every kind of chocolate that it's like going into Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory when you were a kid. man, it's just
The
glorious.
chocolate game is pretty big. When I
Yeah.
moved to Pennsylvania, we lived near a town called Lidditz, which first of all we were 30 minutes from Hershey and their factory. Yeah, they own that town. Like they
Oh,
literally
that's
fund
why
that
you get
town.
Are they snooty about it?
Well, no, nobody's. No, it's just like if you get hurt, don't go to your hospital. Go to Hershey's because they have all the bells and whistles. But
Mm.
anyways,
Oh.
you go the other way and you go to Lidditz like 10 minutes, so maybe an hour from Hershey, and there was Wilbur's Chocolate Factory, which was this tiny little factory that I'm guessing in the heyday competed with Hershey's because they had things like Wilbur Buds, which look like Hershey Kisses. And like, but they had a shop just like you're talking about, Pele. You just go in, it's just everything. But then
Yeah.
because
So
it was a huge factory in downtown Lidditz, so like the whole area smelled like chocolate. You would hate it, Sequence. You would hate it.
I
Well,
love it, dude.
I don't know. Their chocolate was a little bit different, so it might not be puke related. You
No
know?
Right.
promises, right?
It's like
Yeah.
here in Jackson, you go to Gilbert's Chocolate, man. They've been open for over 100 years.
Jackson's got a great chocolate store. I agree.
What's the milk there?
Milk,
Yeah.
Oh, Calder's. Calder's.
Calder's.
good.
Calder's Dairy, man. That's not in Jackson, but that you can get it here.
Yep. We got the tap, the source.
Yeah, we got the hookup.
Hook up, baby.
I think the tap is actually a cow baked.
Well, yeah, we don't have the tap. That's
It's mobile
yeah.
at that point.
We got this at least.
It is mobile. Yeah, you could
I think
actually.
they operate out of Monroe, is where Calder's Dairy is out of. It's still Michigan.
I didn't know that. That's way down south.
They got a good source. They got a good connect. They probably got a direct connect, man.
I think they have a delivery route. They have an old school milk delivery route with the glass bottles and everything in the Ann Arbor area somewhere.
Milkman.
Yeah,
Milkman.
I think that's
But
cool.
Milk
they,
man's eyes, baby.
They probably have they probably source from small farmers to get their chocolate.
Yeah, it's just their own farm, and it's fucking like the chocolate milk. They don't even
Mm.
they don't take the, what do you call it? Separate the cream, so it's like really thick.
Oh
Mm.
man, that's the True Moo chocolate milk. I don't know if you've ever had that stuff, but I know it's
Yeah.
not local stuff, but the True Moo stuff, holy shit. That back when I used to be able to drink milk, that stuff was the shit. I used to go every morning and get a Dunkin' Donuts cream cheese and cinnamon raisin and bagel and True Moo, and I'd walk into work and all the people at work would be like, are you 7 years old?
I'm enjoying my breakfast. Fuck off. How's
Yeah.
No,
that?
that's exactly what I said, Skills. I was like, well, fuck you. This is what I want for breakfast and I'm gonna eat it.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
if
they
you
can
got-
enjoy their oatmeal.
If you got just one swig of some Calder's Dairy chocolate milk, the next time you had True Moo, you'd spit it out like it was some swill.
Oh, okay, we'll bring it on next time.
Wow. Swill.
It comes in a glass
Swill.
pint.
Glass
It comes in
pint
like a
sounds
glass
nice.
pint, which is fucking sweet.
I trust it. I'm sure it's probably delicious because Oberweis in Chicago when I lived there, same kind of thing. They had lemonade and their own dairy, and it was in those glass
Oh, I love
bottles
that
like the
lemonade.
olden days.
Yeah.
And it was so good. Their chocolate milk was the shit. So I can imagine this is probably similar.
You get them right at the Polly's, right at the Polly stores.
I did see we had a question fly by, and it was about how long after you apply pollen to a bud before you can resume IPM or any kind of spraying.
You shouldn't be spraying your buds, would be my answer.
Yeah, so first of all that, and then second of all, you shouldn't be spraying afterwards, period. You don't want any water or liquid like that hitting any available pollen that might not have, pollinated yet.
Right.
So yeah, you shouldn't be spraying a flower, and then you shouldn't spray after you apply pollen, period. Grab some bugs, hang them on the plant if you're worried about IPM. If you're worried about PM, it's an environmental issue. So
And
Usually
definitely spray.
Temperature swings usually.
yeah, temperature. Yeah, it's the swings. That's what I love my graphs that I got with the various devices they have out there. You can really just see a swing. You're like, wait, what's this?
Yeah, yeah.
Up or down. You're like, all right, I need to do something so that doesn't happen. For me, it was, I learned that when I moved up here, I had to bring that heater in. And I grabbed an
you turn it on?
Inkbird. And
Okay.
I just have
And
an Inkbird and
what do you
put it
keep
on,
your
like,
heater set at
75.
for? I was gonna say 75. Okay.
Yeah, 75 because my room's usually like 79, 80 when it's running lights on.
So a
So
5
when
degree
lights are off, I figure 5 degree swing I'm okay with. I figure also the dehues add a little bit of heat too, because those kick on a lot and work a lot when your lights are off, you know. So
That was one of my problems when I first started growing in basements, was that I would have like a 14 to 17 degree swing when the lights went off using HPS, and it was like, fuck me, man, this is not good. This is rolling the dice every time the lights go off.
Yeah.
Man.
and
Am
I
gonna
found
come back to some powdered donuts for breakfast or what?
Mm.
I found there was a line too, so it's like, yeah, you might be able to, you might have that buddy that's like, shit, I got big swings, and he's swinging from like 75 to 85 or something like that. It's the swing. There's a line around like 68, 67. You go below that and then swing back up and below. That's asking for PM to me. It's like maybe it's a dew point or something like that. But it's like, yeah. So like when I was at like 75 and I found out I was swinging down to like 65-ish or something like that, I ended up getting PM and then having to do a reset. So
Yep. Shit happens.
now I
always
got
felt
two
sub 60
DUs
bad. Yeah.
in that. I think that's a 12 by 10 room. I got two DUs because I ain't, I got one on this side of the room, one on the other, and it keeps that graph on my P&L monitor just steady, as much as I can.
You get that pulse yet?
No, we're still waiting. Everything's backed up, so
Damn.
waiting on that. Yeah, I got a Pulse Pro coming. That was a
That'll be
Christmas
nice.
gift. Yeah.
You'll love
That'll
that.
be sweet because then I can monitor my CO2 and really
Yeah.
see when it goes out. Because for me, I have the CO2 monitor you gave me, Spartan, but like I have it taped because even though it's green light, it's so bright that I was like, nah, I gotta tape that up.
I hit it outside the room. It's as remote.
Oh, see, I should try to do that. I guess I could have gone through the raft. I don't know. Maybe I could set that up, but I have it taped, so I don't really know when my shit's low. I just have to occasionally peel up the tape and check it and be like, nah, if it's under 500, that shit's empty, because otherwise, it only bounces like I keep my CO2 at like 800, and it bounces like 650 at the lowest, and then goes back up. So
That's what I was doing. About 800 when I was using that.
yeah, I don't find I need oh, maybe I could experiment and turn it up and see if my buds get denser or something, but I don't have a problem with dense buds or anything. As long as you're defoliating well and your larf's gonna be way down at the bottom. So
The Downy turned out nice.
yeah. I gotta run that again. I got that. I got Mac coming though next. Oh, I put some things into flour. Let's
What did
see.
you put in the flour?
8-inch bagel's been into flour, but then I put
That
8-inch
pineapple
bagel.
one. How's that pineapple one? You just put up on.
oh
Instagram?
pineapple mousse. I gotta check the trikes tonight.
Is this
This
smelling
day
pineapple?
61. I don't know about that one. I honestly haven't smelled that one, but I just trimmed the other one up today.
Okay.
And
What
it
do you think?
reminds me of the Cascadian Dream, kind of like that tropical rum punch kind of thing going on. I guess you could say there's definitely pineapple in there, but like
Not
it's not
like- not like-
strictly pineapple.
It's not like that concentrate we had.
No, definitely not that, which is what we're going for. So
Yeah.
we'll see what the next one does. But I gotta trike it. It's day 61. So yeah, I gotta trike that. But yeah, I got 8-inch bagel in there. That's a GMO cross from Lit Farms. It's GMO.
A GMO cross, you say? What a surprise!
Wow.
yeah.
Starting 2023 different, Baked.
No, not at all.
Turn over a new leaf.
So then I threw in Caps Junkie. I got a Caps Junkie that's big enough.
What is that?
That's a cut. What is the cross? It's Seed Junkie and Caps did a collab, and we have it at work, and it reeks. Looks real good,
Like-
but I don't know. It reeks kind of like Mac, but
I got a Mac.
it's hard to explain. Like I want to say like Spartan, I want to be like it reeks like McFlurry, but better. But nobody understands what that means. So it's like
The McFlurry was like very berries and
yeah. So it's like a very berry Mac.
yeah,
Take the-
very berry.
Take the
Mac.
berries Mac of Mac and
Does it still
do
keep that frost too?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Anything Mac touches, it's one of those. I think.
Right.
But yeah, I got that, and one of the Mystiques I decided was big enough. So that was Crushed Berries times Project 4516, and I'm hoping to get something berry out of that. So yep, that's all I got in the flower. So
I
that's all
didn't.
I got
Oh, I put a
going
snow
on.
cane in flower. Tara, I put a snow cane in the flower.
V1 or V2.
Ooh.
It's V1.
Thank
That
you.
a boy. That a boy.
Goodness, been waiting.
Yep. And I have
You
a
see your
Mac.
face?
Yeah, man. We
Yeah.
got that bacon bake back, man.
I got
I-
a Mac in flower. And
Text him like once a month, and I'm like, all right, you guys.
yeah. Well, the thing was I used it in that seed project, so I didn't have a lot of my shit because I fucking seeded them all out. Like I was. But yeah, so they put me a little bit behind on having flower that wasn't seeded.
I was so excited. I dropped part of my dab.
What are you dabbing on, Tara?
I got some sugar cookie from Mofucka. Yeti processed it. It's really nice.
Shout out to Yeti and Amanda.
Yes. Congratulations.
Definitely congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Yeah, I'm super excited to not have to keep that secret anymore.
Right.
Baked. I forgot to tell you, your Blue Dream you passed me, I put into a sip container today in veg, so it's in its final container now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes organically and, with a little bit better setup where because I told you my AC was blowing on that the whole time. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I got a deflector now. It's just like,
Nice.
it's crazy little like arms that go off the top of the window AC and they're like zigzag so they can extend it.
Nice.
And then they go to these like half, maybe not even half, like an eighth of a circle, curved brackets that have a shield that goes through the bracket so it holds it curved, and so you can direct it up, down, wherever you want. So I just have it so it doesn't hit the plants and it just disperses left, right, up, down.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm excited to see that.
With your arms, I could really picture what you were talking about.
Yeah, probably not, but all right.
It's very air
I think
traffic
it will work
control.
really, really well.
Yeah. 2 cents in chat was saying, has anybody ran apples and bananas? Yes. It's
Do we keep it?
because I'm
No.
to be a balanced like review of it. It's a good strain. I personally hate it. It smells really good. It smells kind of appley.
I
I
like
get it. But like it's a pain in the ass to work with. Pain in the ass to defoliate. It's a weak fucking structure. Always flops around. Have fun harvesting it. But
Sounds great.
but if you like apples, it's probably the first and only strain I know of that kind of resembles an apple smelling. So
That's
I don't
good.
know about the banana part of it. I don't like it.
I got the last Banana Daddy. I didn't take a clone, so it's the end of that one in my garden. It's in flower right now, too.
Isn't that hard to do, man? I threw out a garlic sauce 1 and kept the 2, and I was just like, gotta make hard decisions in life.
That's right.
And,
So what
I
made your
just kind
decision
of did the
between one and
Spartan,
two?
Spartan
I
kick.
kept number 2.
I was like, thanks for your time, but you're not good enough. Time for the next one's up.
Another thing is I'll look at the plants and then I'll think about it and be like, was that one of those ones that I wanted to go into the dry room and get buds off of and smoke them before it was even really done? No? All right, I can lose you. I got seeds. Let's go. See ya.
Yeah.
So and it's so nice to clear out your veg a little bit.
Oh,
Just
God.
like turn around and be like, and like breathe, especially at like work, that.
Right.
But
I
like,
could have planted out of veg yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, I got another one of these? Fuck this one.
that happens to me all the time. I'll be like, wait, I got a big one over there. Why do I have a fucking 1 gal of this? Get rid of that shit. That's a waste of newts and time. So yeah, definitely happens. But
Dro 3D printed me some stuff for my RC truck, and he stopped over yesterday, I believe, and he dropped off a little gram jar of some rosin that he made of his latest run, I think, the Strawberry 2.1. I'm
Yeah.
not keen on picking up the terps or whatever, but
Nice.
really, really great rosin with both in a cold start and at about 550 on the turbometer.
Shout out to Drew Gross.
Shout out to Chipometo, folks.
Yeah, he makes good stuff.
Those good people.
Dro, if you're listening, I think you left your Mindo mulcher here. I don't have a Mindo mulcher grinder.
That grinder, baby.
And
If you're missing one, it's probably here.
Dro brought his dog over, and Diamond and his dog played a little bit in the house. That was kind of
Nice.
What kind of dogs he got?
Cutie.
cool. I think it was a Labradoodle. I don't know.
It had that, yeah, the little curly, soft hair that doesn't really shed, and super friendly and nice dog.
It
And
was a really nice dog.
Diamond asserted her dominance in the beginning, and it was just like, just let him know this is my house. And then he didn't even react. He was like, okay, whatever. Kind of ran around and
These crazy bitches, right?
yeah, yep. And he didn't even care. And then yeah, great little dog. But it was so nice of Dro to print all that stuff for sequence for his truck. And I mean, he was explaining how it's all done and stacked on each other, and
A bunch of extra
it's
stuff too,
just
like
crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, that was really super nice of him. And I wish we would have had. I wish I would have had more time to have, a nice little gift or something prepared for him, or some, some of our goods trimmed up or something to give him. But anyway, next time we see him, Dro, we will we'll have a little nice care package for you.
She had about a 15-minute warning before Dro showed up.
Fuck that. Just throw some untrimmed buds in a bag and be like, you know what to do with it. Go on,
Yeah.
Box of mac and cheese.
right?
I had to do that to Tara once. I felt bad about having to do
Tara
that.
didn't
I
care.
didn't want
She's
to send her
smiling.
home empty-handed. Anyway, yeah. So that was really super cool to see Dro this weekend, and
So did you
got
get
his
the
truck
battery?
home.
So
Man, it is. You should see this thing.
it's sweet.
He
Jack.
was out when it was snowy last week, I guess, before it kind of thawed out, making little circles on the deck with his truck.
They're
and-
called donuts. Nuts with my truck.
This is a
Oh.
cannabis show. A donut now has a meaning. I found out.
I wasn't sure if they were called Timbits since they were made with a little RC car,
A
but
small version.
a smaller version. But
Have you guys heard of this though? Donut is like you know what it is, Tara? I don't know.
Oh.
It's like a hash joint, I guess.
Yeah, half joint.
Yeah,
Hash-
now they're calling them donuts. The kids
Yeah.
these days.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
The
that.
kids
The
these
kids these days?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fuck?
New
Well,
slang.
you're old when there's new slang you're not hip on. You gotta learn
Yeah.
about it.
Well, thank you
Like,
for
well,
keeping
there
me
goes my
educated.
life.
Well, you don't have to learn it. That's just an
Radical,
option.
dude. Radical.
Well, you
Well,
kind
if
of
you
do
don't
want
learn
to
it, then
learn.
you are old.
Yeah, then you have no way to communicate with these youngsters.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
is
keep
that
up
a
with
bad
these kids.
Yeah, get off my lawn,
Oh,
I'm get off my lawn, or I'll never give you a donut again. Yeah.
I'll
Gotta be able
donut
to-
your lawn next time I'm over. I'm gonna donut the shit out of it. I'm gonna take out those sprinkler heads like the UPS guy did.
They didn't
But-
take them out. They have surprisingly have survived, but I think that's why the person got the ones that like pop out of the ground and go in.
Yeah.
But I've been worried, man. Like
But you didn't
I-
winterize them this year, did you?
I didn't winterize them last year either.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I,
dude, you're fucked.
I'm a risky son of a bitch. And
You're a
it'll
dumb
be
son
all
of a bitch. Welcome to Michigan.
The thing is, one of
It's just gonna
the
be not working.
it worked fine over the summer.
Okay.
I think
Check-
I don't
check me
need
in
to
spring.
depressurize it because one of the heads was never. Here's what I think happened. The guy that I bought the house from, when they were moving, I think he broke one and just was like, "Fuck it, this dude's not gonna find out about it for a while," which I didn't, because it's
Right.
over in the yard where they would have driven to get to the backyard to load up their trucks. And I once was mowing, and I'm like, "What the hell? It's just bubbling over here." And I looked, and it was like completely snapped head, like so. I don't really have to depressurize it because it's not pressurized. So I think that's why I got away with it last year because it
So what you're
worked.
saying is you never fixed that. You just left it like that. Is what you're
Let
saying.
it ride, baby. Let it
Well,
You gotta blow the
yeah,
water out of the
you
line.
know why, Spartan? Because that area didn't have grass either. I don't know if they like did, ripped up the grass or something. So now I'll use
Maybe it
that
was
to flood it. I'll flood
Maybe it
it
was
and get it wet.
overwatered. Maybe it was overwatered. Maybe that was what the problem
Could be
was.
it.
You can overwater. I don't think you overwater
ride.
grass.
Overwater and bake. That's always the number one thing, man.
That doesn't make any sense.
It might
Overwater
be where they
grass.
store all their used oil.
There's a car buried underneath it.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
what it was. I found some weird things. Like it was like a cat-sized skull in the backyard.
When you say
Probably like a
cat-sized
skull.
skull, do you mean the skull was the size of a house cat, or the skull was the size of what a house cat is? There's a huge difference.
Like take a house cat, decompose it, and the skull of that.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah, probably like a squirrel or a raccoon or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
It's probably a skunk.
Yeah, I hope it's not like a pet cemetery.
It could be, dude.
Yeah.
Could be.
I would say
Oh,
it's
well.
more the cats you got roaming around that you are building houses for and stuff.
The
out
new
there.
cat, I figured
Yeah.
out. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get it quick enough, or the neighbors got it. But I saw that cat at the neighbors today. I was like, "Come on over here."
Oh
But
man!
I think it's either been theirs or they snagged it before the storm. I was like,
Bake, have you
that's a good cat.
considered? Have you ever considered just getting your own cat?
Yeah, but see the
They
yeah,
run
but
around.
I want. It's much better if I'm like saving a cat. If I go out and get a cat,
can
I'm just
rescue a
getting a cat.
You can rescue a cat, Bake.
You can go to the Humane Society and save a
I
cat.
know, yeah, but like it's way cooler when it's like, oh man, I came home from work and then I heard a meow and boom, now I have a new best friend.
This
You
sounds
want
like a
to be like
well
a
thought out
movie-
scenario.
a
Like
movie
you've thought
story.
this
It's
out.
happened twice, Spartan, here in Michigan. These wild cats up here are very friendly.
Yeah, but they're fly-by-night cats. They come through like they were
Yeah.
somewhere before here, and then they
Eat my
just
treats,
break your
use
heart and
me,
leave.
and then
man.
leave.
Yeah. They just.
Yeah. Luckily, treats are dirt cheap,
Mhm.
so I don't mind it.
You
But
seem
yeah.
to have a big heart. I think if you rescued a cat, you'd really enjoy it.
I think so too.
I'm gonna wait for this one.
I know the cat would.
I've had this dog for 13, 14 years. I'd like a break.
Fair enough.
So it's
I mean,
like,
a cat is a break. Yeah.
yeah. Not. Have you seen my house? There's so much I would have to clean
I
up
think,
if
I
I
think
got
what
a
he's saying
cat.
is a break from any
Good
animal. he
point.
likes.
You'd have to clean up a lot.
Like all these wire, I can see a million things right now. A cat would just literally my $800 rig, the way it sits right now. Cat would look at me, like your cat that we met the other day would look at me, stare at me, and swat that bitch off the table. I know that for a fact. So like I'd have to what I call cat proof the house. It's nowhere near cat capable. So I'm just gonna wait. Frosty's. Hopefully he lives forever, but. Then I'm gonna take a break and then I'll get something.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
If I were to put a rig in the wrong spot, that cat would swat it onto the floor for sure.
Yeah, I saw that look in that
100%.
cat's eye. That was some deadly cat shit.
Are you gonna get a mountain lion or a cougar or?
I was just about to say, Spartan. I found out you can go on this place and get a Bengal.
No.
Tiger.
No idea.
No,
dude.
it's not a Bengal
Bengal tiger.
tiger. It's a Bengal.
House cat.
It's like a domesticated house cat, but they're mixed with Bengals for a while, so they look
it-
crazy and they're
Oh,
very big.
Isn't that what?
Yeah,
they
they're
might-
like-
There's a rescue on Facebook page.
Yeah. What's her?
Yeah, they have it.
Anakin's got one.
Yeah, Can Kitten and what's his name?
And am I no guy?
Yes, yeah, like
Yeah,
there.
they have
Yep.
it.
Yeah, like those cats. I think they're really cool. And that, or I'm getting one that's just
They're fucking big, dude.
really fluffy. Where the face is just completely round. They kind of look grumpy all the time, but they're
Mhm.
usually
Himalayan.
not.
Yeah, but all that hair, bro. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about the hair
I'll
balls.
keep
man.
that in the house, and I'll wear a Tyvek suit for the garage. That's a good point. I should get one of the hairless cats. Those are cool too, but they're
Mr.
expensive.
Bigglesworth?
I think so
You'll never-
too.
You'll never find a
Yeah,
hairless
no.
cat in a rescue. That's my problem. If I did, it'd be like, boom, I'm getting that thing.
Well, people mistake them for rats, and
Sequence won't let me
That'd be
have
terrible.
one.
I think they're
What?
ugly as shit.
Hell
They're
no.
but think about this. They're hypoallergenic. Nobody
care
coming over
if they're
can be like,
ugly, they
let's
just look
chill, let's
skin
chill, let's chill.
It's like a little
Right.
Because it looks like a
skin bag.
gargoyle.
No hair to clean up.
You're like,
Yeah, no
ugh, get
hair
that
for
thing
your
away
butt.
from me.
I think they look kind
soft.
of cool because they look kind of like Egyptian and evil. Like they might be they might be the villain. I think I saw a show once and those were the villains. But yeah, but they're actually not. They're actually
Red, you're strangely silent. Do you have any opinion on any of this?
Yeah, I'm thinking that those little skin cats probably feel like sandpaper and are not
they
very.
don't. They
No, they're
don't.
soft.
No.
Like
My
baby
science
skin.
teacher brought hers in one time because
Oh.
everyone said that. We were all like, "Oh, you got those fucking cats." This was in like, shit. This would have been like 2004, something like that. Early back then, when not everybody had these cats, and she was like, "Yeah, they're nice, they're soft," and we were like, "No, they're not. That's gross."
Scrotum
Yes,
cat.
they are. It's like baby
And she
skin.
brought them in, and we got to play with them for one class, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they're soft, but you do have to do things like
Scrotum
suntan
cat.
lotion and stuff like
So
that."
you're
for a
using that
fucking
lotion
cat.
on your cat all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good look.
If
That's a
it
real
goes
good-
outside.
You put the lotion on the cat.
I also want to speak to Bake's 13 to 14-year-old dog because Dioge's also like 14 years old. And I was looking up what the oldest dog is. And it's a like English Spaniel or something. Well, it's not around anymore, but this dog lived to be almost 30 years old.
Yeah,
Jeez.
there's some
Yeah.
there's some blue healers that have lived that long too.
Almost
Yeah,
30 years old. Yeah, yeah.
Our
27, 28
our
years
family
That's
dog
some-
was a
some of the
mutt
species too, yeah.
Wonder what kind of
What?
food they were eating.
wiener dog, and he
lot of
lived
times it's
to
farm dog.
19, which I thought was pretty good for a dog.
That's
Yeah.
a long
Yeah,
time.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Would
believe
you
in
feel
mutts
comfortable?
though. I
Right.
believe in go adopt you one. They're gonna be hardier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
calling Frosty
And
mutt, bro?
cheaper.
Is that what
What do
you're
you mean?
doing? Are you
What?
disparaging Frosty's lineage and calling
You
him a
said you
mutt?
believe
Frosty's a
in-
mutt. He's half bulldog, half something else from
He's
the
all
street.
cool though, man.
Oh
From
yeah.
something
Actually,
else
I
from-
need to go see where he went because if he's gone, that means he could be up to no.
We give DOG CBD every day, and that's probably extending his life to a 20-year-old.
Do you think it's helping him sleep better and all that good stuff?
Oh yeah. Well, he never sleeps. He just puts his butt in my face all night. That's what he does, and licks and does shit like
Mm.
that, and licks and whimpers and makes noise.
Gives you pink eye.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I'm hoping for none of that. The
It's a real mood killer, isn't it, Red?
oh dude, it's like the worst.
Wet dog anus in the eye and unexpectedly is something else to wake up to.
Woke up the other morning.
And then the repercussions of that. Afterwards.
It's terrible.
You know
It's,
what's
it's
coming.
like most mornings, either I sweat through the bed and we have to change the sheets, or Dog gets like butt juice on the bed and we have to change the sheets.
What juice?
It's freaking terrible.
Is that a word you just said?
What?
Naked.
Butt juice is a word. It's a common word that's used. Yeah, and
Comes
that's
from the restaurant
Oh
industry.
boy.
that is the word or grouping of words used for Dioge's butt juice. Yeah, basically that. Yep.
It's the DB.
It ends up places. That's why he's not allowed to sit up by where my face goes or where my pillow goes or any of that. So he has all his own blankets. And
That makes that story even worse.
Out, why is he allowed on the bed?
because if he doesn't get his way, he screams and cries like a little child. That
We know what he screams like.
yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no,
you've heard
butt
that.
juice is happening. on the
Except
bed.
he starts barking at us, and it's too late for barking. And yeah, I'm not trying to get animal control called.
Oh, shit.
Like he just starts going. He's old and deaf now, so there's no telling him to shut up. There's only so many hand motions.
Oh.
He's just going. He's like half senile, just like I don't know what I'm barking at, but I'm just gonna bark to bark. Ah! And he just like yeah,
That's an
Oh.
old dog thing. Yeah.
old
He's-
dog thing.
You know what? That's cool though that you understand that and you cut him some leeway and you're not like
That's-
freaking out on the dog because he's getting older, which is a natural thing.
Butt juice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
I draw the
man.
line at the butt juice, but everything up to that point was cool. So
he
understanding
gets up-
empathy, but don't be empathetic to the butt juice, right?
yeah.
How much butt juice is
I'm not
too
a-
much butt juice, though? You know what I mean? Like,
Is it more or less than a ketchup packet? That's what one wonders. It's
Oh,
kind of
far
a
less.
scale thing.
Far less. I
Okay.
mean, we're talking just like I
don't
mean, it's
really
the same.
catch up for me.
Is it the same consistency of ketchup though?
double down.
Stop.
Yeah, let's.
No.
Oh, who's popping
No.
some seeds or something?
Consistency is more like relish.
Nate's looking for another topic.
Relish.
I got. Let's talk about my genetics. I got things popping.
You got things
Wow.
popping.
Take it away.
What's
babe.
my latest 2 pops? I popped Raphael and
Sorry, Chad. I
Shredder.
had to bring Red into it. We got to butt juice. My
I
bad.
got
like
a
it.
butt juice in the eye.
Butt chugging, man. Now he's singing back there. We got him all excited. Tara, in the pre-show, you were telling us about you are having some luck with your garden and you're starting to whittle some things down. What looks good in there this week? What's the one you got your eye?
Yeah, actually moved some stuff into some one gals already just because they shot up and really took off so well. We're calling that one Motherfucking Jones. Just because we don't know really what it is. And then I've got some, what's it called? The Meat Breath crossed with Cherry Afghani from Caribou Heart. I've got some Mango Citral Glue from Kazoo. What else? I've got
Shout out to Kazoo.
Hazy Rock Hazy Kush from Kyle Breeder. What else? I like one blank all of a sudden. Oh, and shout out to Big Jar Grows. He gifted me a pack of Lime Breath Reserve, which is Meat Breath, and Black Lime Reserve. So I'm super excited to
Show it. Perfect.
Show it off. There we go.
Big Jar.
Shout out to
Nice.
Big Jar
Got some
Grows and his
holographic.
wife.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
cool.
big guy. It's cool.
Can't
Guy.
wait to pop those. And my Storm Shadow is doing phenomenal, just really, really good. So she's like in week 3 of flower and just stacking and stacking. Love the node placement on this. It's really nice. Just right, boom, 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 all over.
Yeah, I haven't had Storm Shadow in a minute, man. That was some good shit when we did.
Real nice. She's real cheesy right now. So yeah, I'm super excited. Things are coming along real nice and getting big, and probably finish up the rest of the transplants later on into this week. Some other ones are just about ready to go into one gal. So
Are
got
you
a couple-
running 24-hour light or 18 in veg?
No, 18.
So are you right there when the lights come on and unzipping thing like, hey, what's up?
My stuff I don't
Okay.
have in a tent right now. They're just in the room with the tent. They come on a little bit before the tent actually does, but we messed around with the time, and our lights come on at 11. So we needed to be able to have time in the evening to work on them. So by the time I get home from work, it's a little later in the evening, so I needed a little extra. So they go off.
How good is that to fucking come home to your own garden though?
It's real nice.
That's so fucking nice. Just the
Yeah,
mental
it's real
aspect of it is nice.
Be able to pick a leaf here and there, and do what I want to it, and super nice to be able to see it.
You can work at a lot different pace at home for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Though I'm a little bit more like kind of anxious. I don't want to say anxious, but I want to come on. I want it more. I'm having to hold myself in check. How about that?
you're used to fucking doing hundreds of plants, not
Yeah,
like
this
50.
was really hard to narrow down and
Just pull every fan leaf off one plant and be like, shit, I just blacked out for 2 seconds and it's just fair.
I have to keep myself, but we've been doing a real good job, and we're in soil with Jax and doing real good.
Good.
Cheers, noob. Happy New Year.
Noob's cheering Red's chair in chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noob.
This chair. It's a nice one.
Cheers.
It is a nice chair.
How do you like that chair, Red?
I don't know.
I want one of those. What are those? X chairs? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the commercials.
Man,
What's
Those
an
are
X
great.
chair?
tits. Yeah, look, Google that, baked.
X chair.
There you go. That's the spirit.
Pretty
Look that
nice.
up for us,
Oh.
They're nice. They're massage and
Listen.
heat and cooling and
Oh.
dynamic and
USB charger.
They look alright, but I still want a Herman Miller.
oh well, yeah, that's
What do these run? Let's see.
like 15 to 1600, wasn't it?
Oh, you might as well get a Herman Miller because they're actually ergonomic.
Can you show us the Herman Miller now so we can really see what the cool kids want.
Did you see
Ariel-
that?
Ariel is
Google
the main one.
how to get good at Overwatch was one of his suggested results.
It was not
Yes, it was.
the best on the team.
It sure was, dude.
How much is that one, Bay?
No way. We can go back. This is 1300.
Do you think they trade for mini splits?
But that
Yeah,
does
you
not.
get too many
I'm just
splits on it.
curious.
Man.
I got too many splits.
That
This is actually made by
I
scientists
love it.
in
Red.
Michigan.
But
This-
without the heat and massage.
That's the
and
only thing
cooling,
these don't have, which I would be surprised if they didn't have one by now that does it. But
I'll take that
This is-
Herman Miller chair in the corner as opposed to that.
Yeah, what was that
oh,
recliner?
this one,
Yeah.
That's the executive chair.
Let's go.
Mm.
Design
CEO,
chair?
man. Yeah.
maybe.
I like that woodwork.
Oh no, that's
No.
it. But
Get some
yeah,
of those awful ass chairs. You know that shit's
Yeah,
not
I don't know
good.
why you
we
would
don't
ever
need to
want
look
No,
at
it's not right. It was an office chair, man.
But
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, I just brought it up. It just, I don't know, looked interesting.
Christmas
But I'm
is coming,
thinking-
painted lady. Christmas is coming.
Oh
Get your
no,
shit ready right
that's
now.
Christmas is,
Christmas
right
is
around the
coming.
corner, Pat.
Christmas is fucking coming, guys. Just hang out a
No.
little
Are you talking
bit.
about taxes? Is that what
No.
you're calling Christmas?
No,
Plan
man.
ahead.
I mean,
You know what it is the older I get, the shorter the years feel. So like,
Oh,
it seems
Lord.
like it's 3 months from now.
Skillbo, I keep a notepad for Christmas ideas, and I'm already putting ideas in for this year.
Why don't you use?
Yeah,
your
but,
phone
but
like a
you got a big
regular-
list because
A
she still
notepad
doesn't
in
have
my
a
phone.
Peloton.
Oh, okay, okay. See, I
Peloton
misunderstood
rowboat.
as the ancient one.
Robot.
Yeah, the Peloton rowboat didn't get ordered yet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
next
alright.
year.
You're right.
This week,
That's
in the
fine.
large group chat, I shared. I got a fucking thing from Harbor Freight, and it was on a press, and it was like $100 off. So I shared it in the chat, and I was like, "Yo, I don't know if this is totally boomer of me or not, or if anybody's interested in this." And of course, the fucking reply I get like after an hour or 6 months, like, "Oh yeah, it's totally fucking boomer."
Yeah.
Well, it's
You know.
boomer in that like that's just like when Rosin was getting out. They're like, go grab you a work
Right,
shop
exactly.
press.
Exactly.
And like, you don't need to smash your weed. You don't need that. And it's so big that you actually need a whole spot for your house when you can just go buy a dab press for cheap and have everything already. The heat, the electronics, and 5 tons. 5 tons is really all you need.
And,
I
and
got-
how much
I
are you looking to cost me if I got my tax money or Christmas is coming soon? How much is that?
I got a stand up.
Oh, a dab press?
on my
The
dab
dab press I would recommend because I'm a buy it once, cry once, and I want to go back and do it again. Is it's $500 and it's really a dab press,
Bad.
and then you buy the pump on the side. It's like an add-on edition, and it has
Right.
the gauge on the pump at least. So for $500, you've got a heated plate. I think it's 7 tons. It might be 10 tons. I don't know. So plenty of pressure, and you got your pressure gauge to get started in practice. And then from there, to me, it's like you would go to like something nice, like a pure pressure after that. Once you were like, I'm going to be a rosin guy,
Right.
you know, because a pure pressure, you need a compressor. It's a button operated, like press the button, it goes.
It's almost like a t-shirt press, the old school one. Yeah.
You can, there's graphs, you can mark the graph so you can be like, start at 60, PSI, work your way to 90 and then drop back down to 60. And so like, it'll go, and do that for you. So that's
I'm
what
on
I
the
would do
shop
personally.
Press style. I got one of those shop presses, but I've also
They work.
I've been able to utilize it for like doing the wheel bearing. Daddy Red used it for pressing out wheel bearings in my Focus, and
That saves a lot
Yeah,
of
if
money
you
right
have
there.
one around, utilize it. But
for a bunch
I
of
just if it was a matter of like $200 or $300, I would, and you're gonna go buy just the press for
You're gonna
another
get the
$200 or
plate,
$300, you can get, the whole smorgasbord that's actually made for it. It'll fit on your kitchen counter,
that's
and
what's
you
nice
can,
about
you can
the
go.
ability of them. And just
Yeah,
how-
exactly.
I can't
So like in the winter up here, you can take that motherfucker outside and do some pressing if you really wanted. Put some Panda film in your driveway.
yeah.
There you
Just
go.
press.
Nice
Make sure it's
one.
not too windy out, right?
Yeah, but I know a lot of rosin makers that utilize the winter cold up here. It's always a good
Yeah.
idea. Save
It hasn't
yourself
been
some
that cold
electric.
yet,
Yeah, but like I like this
Coolers
last
in your
blizzard. You
freezer.
could have been in an unheated garage That would be perfect for making rosin, I bet. Put your jacket on, get
People
out there.
love shaking dry hash outside too in the cold. You know, 'cause it's
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
Oh, I did
Yep.
mine. Get the screens out.
Yeah.
We are 4 minutes from hash time. Hopefully, you guys can join us and get all your shit together.
We're harvesting in a couple of weeks, and we were hoping that we were going to have some sub-zero temperatures to just toss some shit in some coolers in the truck when we harvest to freeze it because we don't have a freezer. It's
Red,
going to be
do you have
60.
any rainbow coming down.
It's going to be 60. Where's these sub-zero temperatures?
Oh wow.
in the truck.
Yeah, we got a heat wave coming.
You gonna make some extract?
It's gonna, I don't know. I was going to
We're gonna
try.
get some red setter extract coming.
gonna
That'll be delicious.
Dry it all.
I just want some more rainbow driver flower, Red.
No, but could you imagine the Rainbow Driver extract?
Yeah,
It'd be
we want
fantastic
to
if it
we want
was.
to toss some Rainbow Driver for Growly and get him to blast.
That would be sick.
I don't think
Who better?
But it would be so tasty.
Dude, yeah, the flavor on that would be crazy if you unlock
We
it.
just have to freeze it. We don't grow enough of anything. We don't monocrop anything.
Yeah.
We grow at most, a 4x4 of any given strain. Well, at most, maybe a 4x8 of any given strain. That's at most. Like at best, we're doing like 4 to 6 plants. We're usually doing 6 plants most. 4 to 6 plants. Yeah. And we're not getting that much. We're getting 3 to 5 ounces off of every plant. Nothing's a huge yielder, Except
That's
for
what it is about holding genetics, though, and keeping a menu.
Yeah. So by the time we clean up our plants. So by the time there's anything left to like use towards concentrate, there's not. Everything is trimmed. Everything is trimmed. It either gets trimmed or it gets smoked by us, or it gets put into pre-rolls. So all of our flour gets used. And I think that's a great problem to have. We don't have a lot of like larf or anything like that. Larf and stuff doesn't even grow. I don't even give it a chance to grow. But I have to keep the bottoms of the plants managed, or else I'll get
Right.
What do they call them at work? Suckers. So sometimes we'll go through and we'll do a sucker pluck, and
we're suckers.
anything under a certain line, you can tell, and you'll start to learn like that's not going to develop into any bud that you
No.
want.
Am I counting
So,
on it? That's
pluck
what I always
it.
used to say. Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's sucking energy from the top.
And it's easy to miss suckers because suckers start as like a tiny little nodule that you were doing the whole plant, and you went and grabbed it, and maybe you didn't fully like mash that sucker off, and so it kept growing, and then 2 weeks later it's a tiny larf nug. So
But it's not on even like a big branch where it's going to pull anything. It's just that bullshit on the bottom.
It's just wasted energy, and it is a potential for weak genetics to Hermy down there. Like that's where you're gonna have that Hermy happy. It's down there with no light. It's very weak bud. It's the least probably. I don't know how plants work. Like does a plant treat that less than the top? I would imagine maybe. In terms of taking care of it itself, I don't know.
Yeah, I think of like each bud site as almost like it has potential and it needs certain like light requirements, and so like you could have a 60-day, 65-day plant where like maybe like everything that's exposed to a certain ppfd within the canopy is ripening in like 65 days.
Hashtag.
But like maybe anything that has a deeper ppfd than that takes longer, needs more time to more ppfd. So Seekers, were you raising your hand?
I was cheering for hash time. Yeah.
Oh, hash time.
Yeah, never knew.
Yeah. It's hash time, Red. We're actually putting your hash onto a bowl.
Which one you got?
No clue.
I don't remember.
Some hashy hash.
I got GMO.
Yeah, real.
Oh yeah, dude.
All right.
Oh, that might be.
I am going to bring my shit back into focus here. It's going to focus? No? Maybe? Sort of? Nope. A little bit of garlic poison from Growly.
That's good too.
Good, babe.
Cheers, chat.
Wow, look at that focus on that. Oh, I ruined it.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
He was just flexing on me, man. It's cool.
Never mind. Oh, there you go.
Drop. That might be. I don't know what that's in that container. Is that with the metal lid? It's a metal lid, isn't it?
Could that be strawberries and cream?
This one is
Maybe.
labeled. It is a metal lid.
Grape jelly.
Yep.
Grape,
Well,
is it grape jelly or
Didn't we call it Glee or something?
Yeah, Glee. Yeah.
Gelée.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, but
somebody
yeah,
corrected me at an event, and I
it's
have
grape Glee.
yeah.
I'm not gonna try to focus on it. I want to smoke.
Gelée. She was like, "It's gelée." And I was like, "Oh, well, shit." I haven't seen that wrong.
Jelly, 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 jelly.
So Becca's asleep, and Dioge's laying right next to her, making all that racket. That's,
I'm sure she's pleased as pun.
yeah.
Aren't dogs courteous as
great.
fuck?
If you guys can hear it, yeah, they're in the bedroom, dude.
I like how they'll just stomp on you, you know, walk over you, and like it's like, oh, no problem. Don't worry about me. I'm just living here, feeding you.
We've got a cat like that, Baked.
Yeah.
She's right here, actually.
Oh, is that the one that the bully?
Is it babe? Babe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. You
Oh,
should have an
yeah.
intervention. That's a bully of a cat. I feel for Diamond.
hmm She was swatting Diamond a little bit today.
She's just playing.
She was just playing.
It
But
doesn't
Diamond-
matter. Diamond's not playing. It's how
The
the
Diamond
victim
is
sees it.
emotional and physical abuse. She
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do. She's just like,
She's a survivor.
constantly living in fear of that cat, just walking around it with her head down.
Not really.
I
She is
know.
not.
They get along.
She has
They get along.
PTSD.
They sit on the couch and sleep next to each other. Actually, Diamond will sleep on her. Today, she plopped her ass right down almost on top of her.
Diamond never knows what mood baby's going to be in, if she's going to get swatted or not. So she doesn't know. So she just plays it safe until she knows better.
They call it feline roulette in the dog world. Sometimes you play it, sometimes you don't.
So I have a question. Let's go back to talking about holding on to strains and maybe not running them. What is the longest that you guys have held a plant without flowering? Like other shit just keeps bumping forward. You're like, oh, but I don't want to get rid of this plant yet. Red, I think you might take the cake with this one.
Way too long.
Almost
Okay.
almost a year.
Yeah,
Let's
6 months
see.
or so.
Tara, how long did you live up there?
Ooh, good point.
Where? Up north?
Up north?
Year and a half. Year and 5 months.
It would have been close to that because I held that one. Banana Daddy and Storm Shadow for a long time. And I didn't flower them for a while. So, yeah. But I don't know, maybe a year. Because to say when you put in the not flowering, yeah, I think the person with the longest genetics would be probably Red. He still has, don't you still have GDP?
I have GDP.
You've had that as long as I've
Whoa.
known you.
I've got I got I got Death Star, and I probably had Death Star the longest at this point. I've had Death Star since like 2014, I think.
So what's the longest that, like, what's your solution if you're going to hold it in veg and it's not going to get to go in this next rotation? How do you do it? Do you take clones off of it? Do you push it in the corner?
I just keep the mom in the corner. I have moms. I do shit with my plant count, and I unfortunately allow my moms to eat into my plant count. And
Yeah, but that's only gonna last like I can make a 10 gal cocoa at work, a mom be bigger than like most rooms can handle in like 3-4 months.
sure, I
And
chop.
then we gotta chop and
I
reset.
chop everything down to 2 nodes
Okay.
every
I see. Okay.
months.
Yeah.
I'll
So
knock
it's not-
everything
you're not
down.
fighting it. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No. Everything gets a haircut when it's necessary. Usually that's when I take clones. I don't take clones of everything when I'm taking clones. You know, we have 15. I mean, I've had
That's the
20
plant count
different,
again. Yeah.
20 different varieties in my garden, and sometimes I'll take, 4 different strains, like I said, like at most like 6 plants of each, but and then the rest of the plants will just get haircuts. Everything will get knocked back down to the same size. They're all going to grow enough clones for me to take clones in another 2 to 3 weeks anyways. That's the cycle, and I started doing that back when I came across that 3 Alight book. My buddy had it. I skimmed through it and got some of the information. They were talking about the Schwazine method or whatever it was.
Strip everything off, but top one.
Yeah, and like there's some caveats to a lot of that. A lot of that is like EC dependent, PPFD, temperature dependent, humidity dependent, like a lot of those techniques are like hydroponic techniques, for lack of a better term, for many reasons. A lot of them to do with force feeding your plants and lowering your humidity so that your plants uptake through the roots, not through the leaves, all kinds of different techniques. But anyways, I started messing around with these heavy defoliations, not in flower, not for bud set, but in veg and in mother plants. And so what I started doing is I started doing a series of topping and heavy hard management. What is it called? Not low stress, like a high stress training, basically. Not so much doing bending and things like that, just topping, man, and stripping. And I would take a 3 foot tall plant down to, I'd cut it in half, I'd cut that fucker, I'd cut clones off, and a lot of times they'd go to compost because I don't need all those clones. And then I would take all the leaves off. I'd take it down to 2 nodes, take all the leaves off. And these were my plants that were just getting ready to go into flower. And I'd do this before flower, and about 2 to 3 weeks before flower. So these are plants that have been vegging for like 6 or 8 weeks. They're nice bushy. I'll chop them way back down and then let them like start to bush back. I'll trim all the leaves and then I'll put them into flower, and they'll just poof into little little cotton balls. You know what I mean? Genetics depending, but like a lot of times I was always trying to figure out how these manicuring techniques, because I would always see these little lollipop plants. My plants always look like Christmas trees. I need little lollipops, I learned it's just all in hard topping and training and getting those sites. But you're extending your veg period 2 weeks. You're not going to speed up your veg. This isn't a fast motion. This is like the tortoise route of getting to your yield. But if you do it right, you can keep your plant short. You can keep your bud sites plenty.
I think to riff along with that, Red, one of the things that you can fall victim to is if you're holding on to something for a long time, is you can neglect it. And then you're trying to wake the plant back up. And in the meantime, damn, just try to stay on top of that. I figured out how to really, really flourish in veg before I ever could get my environmentals dialed enough in for flower. But the veg game was always strong. And it's trying to keep the temperature up in there, make sure you have some humidity, and just get it pumping. You unzip the tent, you'll know if it's working or not, because you get that nice fucking veg smell going. You're like, okay, let's do it.
People, I think, underestimate the importance of veg.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, just space-wise, everyone's like, flower, I need pounds. Let's say you're opening up a place. And it's all about big flower rooms. No, it's if your flower rooms are big, sure, then you're gonna need a mega veg room to handle all the cycles for all those flower rooms. So like same scaled down to a home grow. Unless you already have the clones you're gonna live with for the rest of your life, and you don't plan on popping seeds and pheno hunting and getting clones from other people. Then you don't need a big veg, but I think you need a big veg to keep cycles going, to keep to keep genetics, all that stuff. And then, like you said, dialing in your veg is so important, because if you neglect it, which often, that's the thing that gets neglected, the moms that you're planning on not cutting or taking clones from for a while, stuff like that. It can throw your whole cycle or your whole grow out of cycle. So
You can
definitely.
overcrowd. Like, let's say you are trying to hold something, it gets overcrowded and you lose it. I've done that. I've lost genetics because it was in the back corner and I thought it was good. I'm looking at it from the stalk. I can see the stalk on the shelf and it's good, but I can't see 6 inches above the stalk, which is
Looks like shit.
garbage.
Yeah.
It's in the everything else looks great, but
It's an easy way to get bugs too. The neglected plants in the corner and.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure
we would all rather have a larger
area
veg than a smaller one
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to be able to open those plants up. That's one of the biggest things that I ran into was that, once in the very beginning, I didn't use scrog nets. I didn't use any of that shit. You know what I mean? It was just grow them like Christmas trees and harvest the outside for the most part, pluck all the inside off. But
huge, like, by the way, with my method of like getting PPFD to all my branches and everything in the plant and stripping them all the way down. I'm a cocoa grower. If you're new to the show and you're listening to our conversation, I'm not talking about a soil or organic method that's gonna need a lot of regeneration for my plant or my soil. My plants are just in a perpetuative, growing phase, and I can chop those things down to nothing. They'll just keep on growing, keeping on, and I can't keep up with them sometimes. But
that's the other side of the thing is if you get to the point where you really start to focus on veg, it's going to become a hell of a lot more time commitment each day for you. If you're like the guy that goes to work and comes home and putters around in the garden and shit, when you get veg pumping like that, you're going to add a lot more time in defoliation and taking care of these plants that are really, really starting to boom. And then you're going to start to see bottlenecking where you're like, man, I got to get that one plant. That one's got to go in soon, man, because it's just blowing up in here and I don't want to cut it back again. It's a good problem to have, but there is, a time commitment that comes along with it as well.
For sure. Veg that works, can take us anywhere from, depends on the state of it. Like, if we just chopped a shit ton of moms and reset a lot, it could take 45 minutes. But also, if it's a busy, veg weekend where we backed up genetics and we've got all these plants going, it could be, 3 hours up there, almost to lunch. So you never know. Like veg is definitely, no easy thing just to scoff at. But that's why, like for instance, like the garage I'm building out, flower rooms I did 12 by 12 each. Veggies, I wanted, obviously in a perfect world I would have had it double, so I would have had 24 by 12. But it's 17 and a half, 18 and a half by 12, and I think we'll have plenty of room. Once we got the lights up and stuff and we walked around in there, I think we'll have plenty of room to do what we need.
Well,
but that's one thing I'm thankful for is like I didn't want to have to worry about space. I didn't want to get in there an inch.
You don't have to worry about having really wide aisles and shit. You can slide right through there.
Yeah. Well, we can bring some husky people in there. We measured good. So we'll be able to slide those tables.
I'll get right up in there then. All right. Okay.
Whoever needs to get in there.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. Even with the tables, there's going to be plenty of room in there.
Yeah, they made sure that even you, Scobo, could.
Man, I always travel with my scissors when I go to people's houses and shit. I do, man. I go to old man's and we just be like, hey, you got anything that needs to be trimmed? We're going to sit here and smoke. I might as well, trim a couple ounces for you.
Oh, shout out to Old Man and Eric at Winewood Organics. Eric shot me a message on Instagram saying that because I had made a trip out there and he hooked me up with a bunch of just his. I love that sweatshirt. It's my favorite sweatshirt now. It's like an extra heavy sweatshirt. It doesn't look like it, but it's heavy and super warm. But anyhow, when I was there, I dropped off a little seed pack of the Vortex F2s, the Project V, to him. And he messaged me and told me that he was going to have Old Man do a pheno hunt on that. And so there could be some Vortex coming in Winewood. That's exciting shit.
Nice.
Especially the F2, right?
Yeah.
See what it is.
I got old Spartan puke seeds.
Nice.
Super
there you
stoked
go.
about. Yeah.
That's the Donnie cross, the Donnie times Vortex.
Yeah,
Uh,
Donnie
Are
times
you gonna try to run
Vortex.
that outside in at least one seed?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm good on outdoor. I'm certainly not gonna take prize seeds like this and risk it outdoor. When I know I can do it good indoor. So
No faith in your outdoor game?
not in the uncontrolled. Like my garden plots are, what do you call it? Open air, just straight outdoor.
Outdoor.
You don't have control of how big we can make the area or do any
Yeah.
improvements whatsoever. It's always somebody else's call. So this
So
really
I'd
not work.
like Skillbo. I'd much rather grow it indoor. Be like, damn, this thing's hardy. Let's grow it outdoor next time.
Or to be in the
And run a clone. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna risk running a pheno out there and being like, oh, it died when it probably wouldn't have died in my indoor or something like
Okay.
that. I don't know. But
Yeah.
my outdoor is not optimal. That's all. Like my optimal in my head would be like, I'd have my own little Grandio or something like that. Maybe a little bit more controlled and at least airflow control.
Mhm.
So airflow is big. I tell people this is the Florida of the North. It's the same problems in the same time of the year Florida has. It just gets overcast. It gets very humid. A lot of rain off and on. What are you gonna do about that if you're outdoor? So
Right.
You gotta
We're
try to
both
find those ones.
Yeah.
That harvest early, man. That's it.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
harvesting
To me-
early, but
to
something
me
you
that
can
is so
pull.
important now. That is the biggest thing. Like next, I told Spartan, if we do outdoor, we're gonna do a little less plants, like he said, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna hit up Adam over in 2020 and be like, what's your outdoor strains? What's
It
the
was
most
funny, man.
like paladin in the form of a cannabis plant?
Okay, so here's the ones that I did outdoors this year. It was all 2020. I had the Humboldt Afghani. It was fucking amazing, man. The cure on it's really, really nice. It's good smell. The Smell of Success is the one that was the strawberry one. It doesn't carry strawberries anymore. It's just fruity and nice. It's kind of a snow caney sort of thing, a little fruity thing. Nice. The Snow G is straight gas, and I love it. What was the other one? Was the Bad Girl, right? Yeah, Bad Girl, the feminized one. I love that one. That was great. I had the Autos was the Nose Candy, which was a glue sniffer cross. That was nice. What else am I missing? Oh, Something Good.
G?
Yep,
Give me
Snow G,
some.
Something Good. Yeah. Good shit, man. I didn't have any PM outdoors. I didn't have any problems with anything. I'm gonna knock on some wood here because that was really, really nice way to put my toe in the water as an outdoor grower. So I'm really looking forward to the outdoor, and I'm really getting geeked up. I got to try to hook up with Spartan and figure out a good day to come down. Maybe bring him a couple of jars of some of this outdoor smoke I'm talking about so that I can take receipt of the GG4 to grow it in this 4x4 behind. So
That's
Good shit
key
all
in my
around.
opinion, man, is to find the outdoor strains that don't get the PM.
yeah,
Clone
none.
them
None.
or whatever and run them the next year.
Yeah, not
You
even
don't
one.
need to fight it. You don't need to fight PM. You just need to not let it grow.
You should find
Yeah.
strains that don't fall easily prey to it, and I think that's one of the major keys. Is
They really exist. They really, really help. You don't have to fight it the whole time.
What do they call it? Ounce of prevention. Yeah.
we're talking about maybe pounds, my friend, maybe pounds.
Ounce of prevention is worth pounds of cannabis.
Well, this is kind of why I like to do a seed crop every couple of years outside right here in my backyard, because I'm
You've
gonna
already succeeded, right?
I'm gonna breed for resilience right here. I'm gonna get some, assuming that like I want to continue to grow outside, I'm not selecting underneath artificial lighting, you know what I mean? Things like that. I'm selecting outside in my backyard in the same microclimate that I'm going to grow them next year, in the same microclimate that I'm going to grow them again. And, and they're going to eventually adapt to that PM. And I'm going to select those varieties that are not growing PM, or maybe I'm going to select the varieties that do have PM because maybe the following will have the resistance. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the progeny of them. But
And each growing season is different too. You know what I mean? Something that worked this year, you could have a completely different summer the next season, and hard to say.
And that's why it's kind of a crapshoot when you are getting genetics from somebody's indoor grow or grow from outdoors on the other side of the world, or something like that. It may not work in your environment. It might work great in their environment, somebody else's environment, and your environment just might not swing. It might need something else to work, and something might work great and might be resistant, or the resistance is just not there. You need to go with the different.
Spartan, you haven't had many problems with PM outdoors, have you?
No, I had it this year outdoors. No, was it this year? It was last year outdoors, and I sprayed the milk on it. And
that's right.
I defoliated it and sprayed the milk on it to get basically it's the poor man's labs.
Sorry.
It ended up working. I mean, I still got a few spots of PM on like the fan leaves, but I just rip them off and throw them in the compost.
Easy
That's
peasy.
usually my solution.
What do you want to run outdoors, Spartan? Anything new?
I don't know. It's going to be depending on how much time I can devote to it. I'm wanting to ramp up my vegetable production for myself, just for my food. So that might make the cannabis and the outdoor suffer. And I might just do some, maybe just do like I did. I kind of liked how I did just the pots of, I just take like a 5-gallon pot that I'd already got started of autos, and then just go plop them out in the yard, and they kind of root down into the yard a little bit. I kind of liked that. It was kind of no fuss, no muss. But I don't know if I'll fuck with that or not fuck with that. I might, or I could maybe put a sip container on the porch. That'd be fun. Kind of big jar grows. I saw him in chat. Come in chat here a little bit.
That's what he has on his
A
backpack.
city picker, you mean?
He did a city picker. On the porch this year, and he was growing cuvee in it, and he brought me some of that bud, and it was fucking tasty. So I know that you can get good results in them on the back porch. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll flower in a couple of containers.
Any specific kind of sip container?
The city picker probably most likely. I do have an earth box that I've got out there. I've got one earth box that's
I want to
outside.
see how mine do through the winter, like if they crack or not. We'll see.
Mine's made it through one season so far.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know. I don't
They
think
shouldn't crack because they've got the vent tube and everything.
Right.
True. That's true. Yeah.
Space for the water to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 2 of them out there frozen.
No, man.
Not today.
40.
but-
Yeah, it's been the 40s today. It's all good. That's what they're good for. They're growing shit outside.
Yep.
You don't want to grow cannabis inside with them.
Hey, they
City
grew
Yeah, you
those
just-
herbs good.
Yeah, man.
What you got, Red?
Rainbow and green room.
Rainbow and green room.
Rainbow Times.
Is the green room is
so that's
CBD?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Dude.
rainbows or the
You
green
know what?
CBD.
You know what would be the ticket out of that pack would be if you could find the gassiness of Rainbow Driver at like a 1-to-1 ratio with the Green Room CBD on it. That would be fucking sweet.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to find something. I don't know, man. I want a lot of variety of all kinds of stuff. Really, I want to try something that's just like maybe has like 1 or 2% CBD, just a little hint of it, and then I want to find something that's only like maybe 5 or 7% THC, but has like 10 or 15% CBD.
I'd be down with like an 8 and 8. Be cool. 10 and 10.
Yeah, like a 2-to-1. 2-to-1 both ways. I'd like to find 2-to-1s both ways, honestly, and see what the difference is. I feel like the 2-to-1 CBD dominance is going to be really heady. I feel like it's going to be like really heady, like a sativa.
I wonder if you'd be able to see any traits in the plant that correlates with the percentages at all, or if
I
you
was
just have to get them all tested.
Yeah.
Which-
I was just thinking about that sequence. I was like, you're gonna have to get all these tests in order to find out.
You'll have
Or
to
you,
get 'em all
or
done
are you
for
gonna
sure.
smoke them, pick the like top 3 y'all like, and be like, let's go
what I would
test
do.
these?
That's these 3. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm curious if like all of the higher CBD ones have like a different oil feel to 'em,
Yeah.
Yeah. These ones
you
have
know,
the
or
skunk
something like
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah, like that would be awesome if you could see it beforehand and just be like, all right, we're definitely testing that one because it looks like a CBD leaner.
I've
Yeah.
grown CBD plants, and I don't know if it has anything to do with CBD or just like the type of cannabis, but they're usually like it's hard to explain. They're a lot more floral and like the structure, the bud, just a little bit more dense isn't the word, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like that Rosa berry was just like a really big flower with like it had like this thick skin. I don't know. It's kind of weird to describe, but I don't know if that's just part of the blueberry genetic line or what that was. But I kind of get that also with the green rooms outside. They just kind of have this like thick skin or something. But I agree. I mean, it would all have to be tested. I never said that it wouldn't have to be tested.
No, yeah, for sure. I was just curious if like maybe all the high THC ones are like sticky and all the high CBD ones are like oily or something, or
Yeah,
trait is like
Some
Cool.
trait that goes with it. Yeah.
I'm sure they're all, like the strawberries and cream will probably exhibit that sandy trichome, but maybe it'll get a different, maybe it'll just be less trichome. I don't know.
What's your opinion on the original green room that these crosses came from? What was the predominant terp or feeling, or
even though the structures were a little bit different, the terp was kind of like cedar, kind of piney, cedary, floral. It had that like earthy undertone. Really big plants though, really tall plants. At least a couple of the phenos were really tall, and then we had one really nice like structured like Christmas tree side. It was very nice, like a Christmas tree. We didn't really top any of them. We just kind of let them go. One of them was like 9 feet tall or taller, maybe 10 feet tall, but it was just like it looked like a big Whoville plant,
Oh yeah, man, that's cool.
Males. There's like 4 different. I'd say okay, the males are probably where we're gonna get, all of our diversity from. So those we had like 3 or 4 different types of males flopping their pollen around. So one of them was tall and lanky. One of them smelled really. I only kept the ones that were like kind of skunky, kind of piney. If it didn't have much of a funk to it, I just got rid of it. So there were a lot of males. I got rid of most of them, but I kept about 3 out there. One of them I kept taking all the male parts away, and every time I took male parts away, it would blow up and poof up with male flowers like twice as big, and it just looked like a big cola of male flowers. It was really cool. It looked like a reverse female, but it was a male. I just kept like deflowering it, every time I'd throw flowers, and it just kept going. Nope, I'm gonna come back twice as much. I'm vigorous, I'm abundant, and it just kept doing it, man. It was super cool, and it was like all the way at like the ground level. It was like way down by the ground. I chopped this fucker all the way down. I didn't think I had anything. And I looked down at the ground. There's this cluster of fucking male flowers. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I chopped that plant down. There's this cluster of male flowers. Fuck you. I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm going to pollinate your entire fucking garden.
So I wonder if that's going to be the fucking super early herm bomb if you get that one, or if that's going to be like the
I wouldn't call it a herm bomb.
bud.
No, it's a full male bomb, dude. Full male. Like that's just the sucker that just wants it. Yeah. And I see you talking about Dankovich's cherry wine. He gave me some seeds too, man. And I really wanted to get him going. I had all these green rooms already going, and now I want to like do another round with this cherry wine because maybe I could
Cherry
run.
wine, it smells so fucking good, man.
Maybe I could take what I made and then run his cherry wine into that.
I kind of like how you said that it's got that cedar, skunky, earthy. Yeah. that's a really good way, like that cedary, cherry. I get it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting for you to hit cherry wine to your green room, and then to get some tests to see if any THC pops up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd be curious to mess with some of those. Because, dude, some of those, wasn't there like, didn't he have like a cherry wine Durban or a cherry wine?
I think so. I should go through the seeds he sent me.
Yeah, I got those seeds, and I really wanted to do them outside, and I just didn't do them outside. I was like, maybe I should do them inside. But now I'm thinking maybe I should do them outside and run them.
I need to get some more CBD flower, man. I kind of consistently, like several times a week, will take one of these CBD buds or CBG buds and then throw it in with one of my regular THC buds, grind it up, and roll a joint. You're really hurting or something, you really need some like medicine. Doing that, a nug of this, a nug of that can really help give you some relief.
I've been thinking about filling out the application for hemp growing, and it's not very rigorous. You're gonna laugh if I say it's rigorous. It's slightly invasive with information, so I'm just kind of holding off ever so slightly because they are gonna want to come through and do the testing. I don't know. My only concerns is, I don't want there to be any kind of a conflict of interest because I have THC plants in the same area. I wouldn't want that to impede me being able to grow my 12. But if it makes it so that I can legally grow a bunch of hemp, I mean, maybe I just don't grow my 12. I don't know. I guess those are the only questions that the Department of Agriculture can answer, or the CRA could answer. But
grow your 12 at your homestead, and then grow your hemp at your facility.
That's what I was thinking of doing. We're slowly trying to figure out our methods of what we need to do with that building. It's already zoned commercial. I mean, it already has potential. It's just a matter of, are we going to really wait on the city, or should we just start doing something else? I mean, there's a decent little chunk of property. The only setback is the living.
Convert it to a laser tag place, right?
I agree, dude. Paintball out there. We could do airsoft. We could just do a bunch of big balloons out there, and we could
Trampoline park.
Go-karts.
Tag. We're thinking about just growing sunflowers and allowing
RC car tracks.
RC car track.
There you go. Yeah, we can do that.
Ooh.
Sunflower farm would be popular. I know because we go to it every year.
Dude, where's that at?
Sequence.
I want to go this year.
Ixnay on
There's one by
Sunflower.
us over in Ipsy.
We're talking RC
Mine.
tracks.
There's one in mine.
Oh, come on, man.
The first
They're all
couple
over
years.
Stella.
Okay, sunflowers are badass, dude. That's what I really want to do. The first thing I did when I got that Baker Creek catalog was I flipped all the way to the back. I was trying to find like how many different cool ass kind of sunflowers, and because I got the free catalog, there weren't that many.
Oh, they're still there, man. I'm sure they got most of the sunflowers in the free catalog.
Yeah, I don't want like the Goliath ones. I would love to have something that's like somewhere between 4 and 6 feet. It's kind of like they don't need to have like the large gigantic spreads on them. Multicolor would be cool.
What I like are I've had the American
You gave me
Giant
some seeds. You gave me some seeds of them. I gotta pop them, man. Those sunflowers, but those are the giant ones, right?
Yeah. Well, mammoth are just giant head sunflowers. They take up a lot of space. They give a lot of shade, things like that. But then you can have these like American giants that'll get really tall, but they're not that big of a head. They give you a really good seed stock. Those are good gray, white striped seed stock for food. Bird food.
Which ones were you running in the backyard this year? The tall ones that were spread throughout.
A lot of hybrids. The last couple of years have been hybrids from years past. Just growing my own and then collecting and saving my own seed. And I had some mammoth, and I had American giant, and then I had some other like red velvet and some things. So now like they're all hybridized. I have these like
Sweet.
giant mammoth multi-head like crazy looking thing. Like I couldn't call any of them one specific species because it's just like tons of F1s. It's super cool to see.
Right on. Well, like I know this summer, what I'm gonna do is once all my hostas come in, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna take a bunch of plastic bags, I'm gonna split them, and then I'm gonna drive over to Painted Lady's house and sequence, and I'm gonna be like, "Here, man, because you have so many fucking cool plants in your backyard that like I got a couple that go right along with those, man."
That would be awesome, dude. I would welcome them with open arms for sure. Because that's how I've gotten the majority of my garden built up is just
Yeah, you don't really find these.
from other people. That's what's just so cool is just sharing all that stuff. You can dig them all up and cut them and split them and give them to other people. And man, it's just, that'd be awesome. I would love them. I love hostas. They're so cool. Great way to make your space look amazing with little effort.
Some of them are really pretty.
Low maintenance. They don't, I mean, you don't have to do anything to them.
There is none. You just splitting them is when you have maintenance for them. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, I have ones here that like I've never seen anywhere else because my mother-in-law used to just fucking have like she would just get plants from everywhere. So I have some that have like they're larger than dinner plates. Like they're like platters, huge platter leaf ones, man. Real deep green. They're almost like elephant ear kind.
Ooh,
And,
really?
yeah, man. I want to try to grow some shit this year though that I can use to try to make some plant medicine tinctures and stuff like that to help with pain. And so if anybody has any good tips on shit that I could grow myself, that I could help myself that way, that would be awesome.
Ghost pepper.
Valerian.
I am interested in
Ghost pepper?
the ghost
Yeah.
pepper because I really would like to work with capsaicin.
Mhm.
You know, I always say I'm fucking science stupid, and I really am, but I can be smart if I want to be. Like if I like focus on shit, I can still learn things. And
You can alcohol extract the heat.
I gotta level up, man. I've been at the stage that I'm at for many, many, many years, and you know, I've outgrown other methods, and it's time to level up. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but I do recognize that change is coming for that. So it's
I
cool.
believe capsaicin would be effective with the topical thing.
That's the plan. I want to try to make like a warming one. So
Yeah.
that way I kill multiple birds with multiple stones. And really it's all about reducing inflammation.
That's how we keep mites and
Problem.
out of our chickens. We feed them.
Problem with capsaicin and topicals though is like stay away from the eyes. You know,
Oh, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No contact with orifices. No,
no
orifices.
orifices.
None. Cheers, Canadian 81. Comfrey and stinging nettle. Okay.
I
I
still
think I used capsicum one time when I in my salves skill bow, and that seemed to work pretty good. You can get the
Exactly.
capsicum oil,
Yeah.
and that seems to kind of have the same effect, but it didn't smell very good. That's the only thing.
That's
Oh,
one of your
okay.
things. Yeah. It's like tiger balm. You know what I mean? Like, whoa. Yeah. I just, you know, there are so many different things that you can just grow yourself that you don't even think about. Like, oh, that would be really cool. You know, everybody would like to have a little herb garden. And I guess we all have our own version of our very own herb gardens that
For sure.
really focus on, you know.
Most of us don't have a very diverse herb garden, but we have an herb garden for sure.
I don't know, man. I've seen Big's got a pretty diverse herb garden. He's got a bunch of what was it?
Working
Lemon
on it.
balm, peppermint.
It's just I bought a
you-
pack of tea seeds, so it's a bunch of herbs that you can make into teas.
Oh, no shit.
There's
And I
like
know
10
that
different
red-
ones.
No, red definitely has fucking a lot of herbs.
Dandelion.
I know I have
Yeah.
a herb garden,
Dandelion.
and I wouldn't be surprised to hear that Tara has an herb garden. So I think a lot of us do have an actual herb garden too.
You
I
know,
used to.
I'd say a lot of us are smoking cannabis or using cannabis because we deal with a certain amount of pain.
For sure.
so many botanicals, just including them in your diet, to help aid in like anti-inflammation, to help reduce some of that pain. Just think of adding some peppercorn to your food. That's a spice or an herb or something like that, and that's gonna help reduce some pain.
Doesn't peppercorn kill your buzz, Red?
Beta caryophyllene.
Oh,
Isn't
I don't think it. I don't know if it kills it. I'd imagine.
I think it's supposed to. I think that's
It
one of the
does.
things.
I've tried it. Hell, it's
Chew it on
hell.
peppercorns. Yeah.
It works in the same receptor, but it's one of those turkey. Or I'm not telling you. I know you know this, Red. This is for the audience, but
He's prefacing.
it's.
I've
Yeah, I
never
don't
known
want to make it seem like I know he knows this, but
Right.
beta caryophyllene, it works on the CB2 receptor just like CBD does, and that I'm assuming I don't know if this has been like put in a study or whatever, but I'm assuming that's why it helps in that way, because it kind of works the same way CBD does. I don't think CBD like totally cures people of being high. It just makes it like more mellow, more
CBD is
tolerable.
an agonist, but I don't think it's an agonist because it plays on the CB2 receptor. I think it's an agonist because it's an agonist. I don't know. If
Do you know if CBD does it also attach sometimes to the one or no? Because I could see that like taking its spot. You know what I mean? Like,
CBD attaches to the CB2 receptor in the body, in the peripheral nervous system. THC is going to be in your primary CB1 receptor, primary nervous system.
I'm all happy because I knew it was CB2. I'm like, yay! I was right.
Caryophyllene binds to CB2, but I never heard that it acts as a down regulator of THC.
That's one of the recommended things if you get too high is to chew on peppercorns. So I just wanted to bring up really fast that you were suggesting to kill somebody's buzz right there, Red. And that's the first time I've ever heard you say something
Hey.
like
Might be needed.
Yeah, come on, man. We
Yeah.
Kendrick, man.
Might be
Don't
needed.
kill my vibe.
Well, you might need to get as much THC in your body to kill your pain. I'm awfully talking about pain relief. So if you need to get enough THC,
that's true.
and you have panic attacks because you smoke too much CBD, you might need some.
You know what I want to do is I want to get the next time one of you guys make a CBD RSO, I want to somehow label that shit, and I want to start trying to mix the regular THC with the CBD RSO.
Let's ask someone that's tried to do that. Baked, how did you do on keeping the THC and the CBD RSO
Somehow
separate?
clearly marked.
Well, they're not marked when they come to me, so I don't mark them, and then
Tara's the
now
same
it's
way.
just
See?
a
Look her
mixture.
down there. She's like, yeah,
All
I
right,
got
you
it.
see
I don't
that?
know which one
Hold
it
those
is.
up again. Hold those up again.
Okay, you can tell you.
Is that one cap colored, or is there just oil on it?
That's just
Okay, so usually when I do the
Oil.
CBD, I just color the cap with like a marker, so it's black.
I don't
So,
think
yeah.
you've given me any CBD though.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've got some.
I thought you
I've got
did.
syringes all over the place.
I do too.
Yeah, did you try the new stuff I just brought out to you?
Yeah, I tried it the first hour you gave it.
How was it? That was all your stuff.
Yeah.
So it was.
It was pretty good. It was very thick, so I like thick RSO because usually it's potent a little bit more.
You heard it here first, ladies and gents.
I
Bake
like
Mike's
thick
the way.
RSO.
Sick.
I like it thick. But yeah, so I took that. Yeah,
2023.
yep. So
There you go.
not disappointed. I don't know. You get 5 stars out of 5 stars.
Hey, dude, it was your work. I just concentrated it.
Yeah, I'm excited though. Like I like having enough to like never worry about it. Like, oh, if I feel like sleeping tonight, I'm gonna
That's the
sleep.
fountain of youth right there, bro. That's the fountain.
Well,
of
like
youth.
this whole weekend, I think I took RSO every day. One day,
you-
you know how they talk about day drinking and day tripping.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna day RSO it. Like
Yeah,
I'm just like
I'll
go on a bender and somebody like, oh, breakfast, yum yum,
No,
RSO.
You
Do
should
what
have
I
done
did.
that during the holiday.
I said, do what I
Yeah.
did and do that while you go to work at Ben Canco. It makes it a really fun day.
Bro, TJ
Glide.
told me about the first time you gave him RSO. It was at work.
Yeah.
And you were just like, oh yeah, I think that's a .1 or something. Who knows what it was? It fucked
There's a
him
point
up.
one. There's a
He
point
should have
one.
taken his first time at work when there was like still a half day left.
That's
But
so funny.
yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, that was your first time? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't think I could have functioned properly.
I don't think I could do it now. Yeah.
You gotta get him.
I can come in after a night of ours, so no
Stop doubting
problem.
yourself, guys. You can do it. Stop
You
doubting
can do
yourself.
it.
I believe in
Be
you.
Spartan, man.
I like that. I like the attitude.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
Well, mine's super thick. I left it upside down last night and it didn't budge. I was hoping I
Nice.
this bubble to go the other way.
Oh shit! There you go. You know that's done.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to heat it up. I guess it's.
You might be able to just pull on it.
I can't pull it on it anymore. It's already backed out.
Oh,
Yeah, I this was like the last one that I was drawing up. You know, it was like drawing it up into like just tiny little bit of oil in there, and it just sucked in a ton of air. And so usually I can just leave it upside down and it'll fall, and I can push it. You know, I can push it out and then get the air bubble out. This one's plunged up, no air bubble in it, right? I let the air bubble rise, and I can push it out. And not so much with those ones. This one's my oldest. So I'll have to take some of this one here. I will join you with your RSO.
RSO bender.
RSO bending. I need to sleep.
From the sounds of it, DOG quieted down a little bit.
Yeah, he finally quieted down.
Somehow.
Becca probably just put her foot near
Probably
him.
put him in a chokehold.
Yeah, that's
You can go in there. She's sleeping with her arm around his neck, just like.
She
Hands are on his
probably
muscles.
just let him put his butt on my pillow, and all is well.
Yep.
Butt juice.
Marinating, brother.
Just get those little doggy diapers or something.
Relish. Relish
Put them in
relish.
diaper at night.
Dog,
That way you just get a diaper to the face. It's gotta
Yeah.
be better.
that'll be fun.
That would be better for nighttime.
That would solve the butt juice issue as well.
Mhm.
It would solve the butt juice issue.
You might save more money on laundry soap than you spend on the diapers.
Oh boy.
You got to get an Excel spreadsheet out and track this thing, Red.
Are these things noisy? What's with the new toys? Not only do they have squeakers, but now they have like a plastic bag inside of them to make them crunch.
Oh yeah, the crunchy.
What the fuck is this, dude? Now I'm pulling out plastic cellophane out of every single toy. Every toy. We got it from like different pet shops and everything. They all have crinkly plastic in them now.
Oh shit. Archie
Oh
got himself
yeah, it's
fucking
yeah.
Source Turbo, man. Another one joins the fucking crew.
Yeah, the Archie B. Growan asked me, do you decarb your RSO? I just got a Source Turbo. And I do. Because I finish it. So I'll take it out of in your case the Source Turbo, and I'd put it in my little magnetic heated stir and take it up to, I don't remember, Google the boiling point of alcohol. Take it up to that temperature
170, minimum 170 is the
Yeah,
alcohol.
170.
Point. I used to
to
go
make
to
sure that you get all the last of the alcohol boiled out. And as you do that, that's going to start decarbing as well.
no bubbles.
Good call.
If you see bubbles, there's still CO2 in there, and that's still
Decarbing.
What do you do to keep your viscosity right so that it doesn't pull up like fucking axle grease and get stuck in a tube? How do you keep it somewhat viscous?
I don't let it go that far. I can watch for me, I've gotten used to watching with the magnetic stir, like how the speed, because it's an adjustable speed. So what speed I have to have it stir, because as it gets thicker, you have to turn the speed up for it to keep up. The circle, as it spins really fast, you can actually see the magnetic stir. There's like a circle, like a vortex. And if you turn up really high, that circle gets bigger. You turn it lower, it gets smaller. So as you lose viscosity, that circle is getting smaller too. And because it's harder for that thing to spin, it's not spinning as fast. You have to keep cranking it up. So I know just by that I can go like, oh shit, I'm having to crank this up really high. This is probably getting close to being done.
I see
Fair
that
enough.
Chasmanian and Brian both say that you can add a little bit of MCT oil at the end if it's a little too thick.
I'm thinking that's how they're lightening it up too. I'm seeing some super light RSO and
Dude, out in Washington, it's like
area.
it looks like something you would see in a fucking a pen. Like not
Ours is
like
finishing
RSO at
out
all.
like almost 80% cannabinoids, like 76% THC, or 7
When I made caps, I
or something.
I filled the big half with RSO and then the little half with MCT oil and then smashed them together. And they ended up being like a fairly light color inside of there.
When I can't see through my tube at all, but if I were to like put a little bit on my finger, it's like this dish, you know, it's amber, it's like
Yeah, it's
that.
like a reddish amber.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah.
dish.
Ashtray.
I love
think-
RSO though. That's a cure all. That stuff is great.
When you're sick, man, when you're sick and fucking you can't smoke because you're coughing your
You just-
head off or whatever.
You just want to
So-
sleep through something.
Yep.
Just sleep
You're
right
right.
through it.
Dude, I had like 3 different conversations today about people who are treating people with RSO, and somebody talking about their grandpa who had cancer and was going in for chemo and using RSO, and now they can't find any more cancer in him. And
That's outstanding.
and another person who's been using RSO for their chemo for like the last 7 years, and like just like multiple stories of this stuff. And I mean, it's not even anecdotal at this point, it's like real life stories from people to me. Have, you know, I'm try, you know, take as much of this stuff as I can, man, just preventatively. In my opinion, it might be beneficial. I think we've been eating this plant for millennia. Like, it's traveled with us with other fucking things, corn and whatever the fuck we kept in our pockets. Amadou mushroom, cannabis seeds, a chicken and a dog, you know. And for like the last fucking 100,000 years, we've been eating this shit. And it's probably for the last 100, 200 million years we've been eating it. And it's probably what developed our endocannabinoid system.
Yes, RSO is good for nerve pain. Works great for all sorts of stuff. And especially in the sense that if you have pain that you can't manage, you can take enough RSO that you're conscious, but you're not present. And,
Definitely.
the world doesn't even matter at that point.
And it's not, you know, don't think of it as like you're in 10 pain that it's going to put you at 0 pain. It's going to knock it down some notches.
It turns it down more than what say smoking might. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like
For longer periods.
it's like the haymaker punch, man. Like if nothing else, fuck it. I know I can turn it off for a little while with this RSO.
The dentist was telling me to take ibuprofen for my root canal and crown, which was like 6 weeks worth of constant work, you know. And I know a lot of people have had so many dental procedures. Mouth work is fucking extraneous. RSO, dude, made it so that I didn't have to take any Excedrin or anything that was going to deal with headache or mouth pain or inflammation pain or any of that shit, dude. The RSO, I was a little, you know, and I had to take a lot of RSO. I had to take enough to get there. It was
But it beats the alternative, though.
the alternative, yeah, dude. And I mean, I was fine, dude. It was solid. Like the pain was so much less. And when the RSO was running off, I knew, because the fucking that nerve pain came back, or lack of nerve pain, whatever the fuck it is. Dude, the stuff really has anti-inflammatory properties above and beyond, you know, the CB1, CB2 regulation that it promotes. You know, CB1, CB2 is one thing. That's a lot of the reason for it, but it's like true anti-inflammatory properties, so similar to like ibuprofen.
Mm-hmm. There definitely is some of that.
Which most people kind of think that's the reason that everybody's smoking weed. They're like, oh, it's anti-inflammatory, and that's it. But then I like to get into the CB1, CB2 regulation part of things, but we only have 5 minutes left of the show. so-
Right. Well, cannabis isn't a panacea. It's not going to fucking cure everything in the world, right? But it can definitely be one of the tools that you can lean on that is less destructive for you than some of the alternative things that you could be using to try to lean on to manage issues. That's one of the keys. And it's really nice to see, talking about the new year, 2023, man, even more states are coming online. Even more people are coming online today saying, like, hey, man, cannabis is helping somebody. And that's how it goes, is word of mouth in the beginning. And it's just allowing people to say, hey, man, if nothing else, give weed a chance. That's all. Fucking don't believe the hype on fucking all this bullshit. And at the same time, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, as we come up in the end here, that it's not always a matter of someone not being able to find the right strain. Some people do not like the effects of cannabis, no matter what flavor, no matter what the effects are. They have a mental blockage to it. They have a sensitivity towards it, whatever it may be. And that sucks.
You know,
But, hey,
I thought that, but I'm starting to develop a theory that, like, I mean, I haven't met that many people that just straight up didn't like it. But, like, for instance, my parents didn't like it for a while. My mom, like, after she tried it from me for, smoking or whatever, do this, then the edibles. So it was like the form. They may just not like the
sneak one
form.
by her, right?
She didn't.
Okay.
She didn't like the smoking, the coughing, the and the lung feeling. But she ate some edibles. It's fine, And as we know, edibles hit you different than smoking, than everything else. So
A lot of
Different
people don't
strains.
like.
sometimes it's just trying a different form of it for the person too.
What'd you say, Sequence?
So a lot of people just don't like the smell.
Yeah.
They want edibles because they don't want to smell.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Does have that ability to like boost awareness, and for some people that's challenging. I can understand that. There's a little bit of there's a sense of anxiety, and depending on my dosage. Sometimes, I mean, most times I'm smoking a whole joint to myself. I mean, obviously that's an overdose for most
Yeah,
people.
because you never pass it to Becca. You're just always like got the talking stick. And
Yeah.
shout out to Becca before we get up out of here, man.
Shout out to Becca.
Hey, Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year.
Thank you for hanging out with us for another year. Thanks for coming forward into a new one. Started off on the right foot, good vibes, and all that good shit. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late sesh for more of this kind of conversation bullshit. Cheers, Tal. I see you at the end. Yeah, man.
Another great year for cannabis, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what happens. It's exciting.
It's the Birdman hands.
Caw.